It's Pet Connection once again. What's going on? It's Erik Fox. Last week, joined by Clara Bow, and her sister's like, "Hey, you need to join. Have me join this week." So this is Carlene, who's chilling with us today. And on the other side of the screen is Lisa and Nick, the amazing gang at Kern County Animal Services. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Eric. How you doing, man?
Good. You know what? I want to start with of course, the amazing news from last week because we had three amazing animals that were presented: Jolene, Poppy, and Gizmo. And for what I'm hearing, we have everyone in a home now. I love that. Now we were talking that I would do a happy dance, but trust me, you don't want to see it. Nick's like, I need to see this, but for your own sake, Nick and Lisa both, I'm not going to subject you guys to that. So today, of course, we are going to be presenting some new animals that might be your forever friend. We're also going to be talking about a couple of things today. If you have a question that maybe you have something that you've been wondering about for maybe your pet or the whole process, we definitely want to get those in there. So put those comment boxes up there. Adlai producing the things on the back end today. Thank you so much, Adlai, for stepping in and helping us there. I think we want to start. Go ahead and we'll talk about the fostering program, but fostering and kitties is an amazing combination. Can you tell us about the three amazing cats that we're seeing on the screen right now?
Yeah, Eric, we have about 3 to 4 week old kittens that came in, I think, just yesterday, right?
Yeah, came in yesterday.
Just came in yesterday. A lot of times we get animals in at the shelter. You got to remember, animals are not discerning when they get found. So they get found at all different ages. And when they come to us at this age or younger, or sometimes a bit older, if they're under 8 weeks of age, we cannot get them spayed and neutered. And it's not safe for the animals to go to an adoptive home yet. So whereas in years past we had no solution for animals that were this age or younger or even a bit older, the foster program is now in existence. And the foster program is what we use to get these animals out alive. So the foster program is the community that offers to care for these animals for a short period of time, sometimes just a few weeks, maybe a few months, depending on the ailment or the issue that the cats are facing. These cats that we have here today, Smokey,
Bandit, and Hopper.
Smokey, Bandit, and Hopper. Lisa and I just said we're not sure which is which.
They're all very cute, though.
Smokey, Bandit, and Hopper are all simply just too young for adoption. So we're seeking foster for Smokey, Bandit, and Hopper. And the foster commitment probably to be for about 4 or 5 weeks, maybe. It will require some visits back to the shelter to recheck the animals. One of them does have an injury. I'm going to show you. And I think this is Bandit. Possibly.
Aww.
So if you can see,
Aww.
he's got a bit of an injured eye. He's receiving veterinary care right now. Our veterinarian and our registered vet techs, they think that he may have a ruptured eye in there. But he's going to get all the medical care he needs. And the foster program does include all the medical care. All we need is for foster parents just to provide a warm, loving home, socialize them so that they'll stay in their adoptive homes. And just commit to coming back and forth for veterinary exams periodically, and then you give them back to us, or you be a foster fail and you adopt them. So either way, it's a positive. So that's
it's a way to maybe someone who hasn't had a pet in a while. Maybe there's a way to kind of like get them into the acclimation of it. Maybe find a new way to be a part of the process and also help these beautiful animals that definitely need your help. I do want to make sure the phone number behind you guys, we make sure we point that out, 868-7120. That is the number. They're open at 11 a.m. this morning. So not during the broadcast, but if you're catching this later, definitely check that out. Bandit, Hopper, and Smokey, they need that foster home. Now,
guys,
what is the importance of fostering? Because I know we've talked about that a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, it's hugely important. Of all the things that, if you follow Kern County Animal Services, if you follow animal welfare in Kern County, we don't have a historically good story. I mean, we've gotten progressively better in saving animals, and one of the biggest ways, the most influential ways that we've been able to save more and more animals is through the foster program. It's basically the shelter has finite resources, has finite space, and when we tap into the potential of this community in Kern County, they care. They're passionate about what they care about, and we found out that they're passionate about animals. And when we reach out to the community and ask for help in saving animals, we realize that the community steps up. So the foster program saves lives. It saves us lives because, like I said, animals that are too young for adoption, that in years past would not have survived, now are surviving because of the community. You know, they're stepping up, they're taking these animals in, they're caring for them for a short period of time, they're giving them back to us, or they're adopting them. And it's saving the animal's life. It's bridging that gap between the age that they are when they come to us and the age that when we can place them up for adoption. So it's really, truly a life-saving program.
So definitely be part of that. Once again, Bandit, Hopper, and Smokey, use foster parents. 868-7120 is the number. So definitely pick up those cutie kitties. They definitely need a foster family that could be seeing them and taking care of them and seeing them grow up. And maybe they'll be your forever friend. Who knows? But there's only one way to find out, and that's to call that number once again, 868-7120. Hey, Nick, I know we're going to start preparing for to see a couple puppies today. I did want to talk because you weren't on the broadcast last week. There's a reason for that because you were up north. Actually, with the wildfires, we talked about last week with the air quality here, but you were also up there helping the animals up there that could use the help. Can you share a little bit of that experience?
Yeah, sure. A little explanation first. So, we're a government agency, as the name of our organization would tell you, Kern County Animal Services. We're a government agency. So as a government agency, if we ever had a natural disaster here, we can send out a mutual aid request to other government agencies when disaster strikes. So we are also sensitive to those requests from other agencies. So a couple of years ago, there was the Camp Fire in Northern California, or the Paradise Fire, as some of you might remember. And the county of Butte County sent out a mutual aid request then. That was 2017. And we responded, and we spent about a week helping care for animals in the shelter. So we were very familiar with the area, very familiar with the community. And when the North Complex Fire began about 6 weeks ago, Butte County sent out another mutual aid request. Kern County, along with a number of other organizations across the state of California, responded to come out and help Butte County evacuate animals, care for animals, provide some assistance in all areas of government. And from what I understand, that there's significant progress being made in Butte County on the fire. But I know there's still a great need for assistance with the animals in Butte County, especially those in the shelter. So we did respond. I myself, along with one of our senior officers, went and spent the week out there behind the fire lines, trying to rescue animals. The way it worked is the folks who were evacuated who couldn't take their animals with them, they would call a hotline. Can you please go check on my animals that haven't been there for 9 days, 10 days? And we would go out with a team of other staff members along with veterinarians, try to locate those animals. If they were injured or burned or needed medical care, we'd provide that. If they needed evacuation, we would evacuate them. And if they were sheltered in place, we would provide food and water every day. So it was an experience. It's tragic, but also heartwarming for some of the cases that we were able to see end in a positive way. And we're hoping that all those animals up in Butte County are safe and well taken care of for the immediate future.
Well, Nick, we appreciate you definitely stepping up along with the senior officer who went alongside you. If we happen to have we're not immune from disasters locally. What can be some things that we can prepare ahead of time for, if a wildfire or an earthquake or something like that happens in our local area? What can we do as pet owners?
Yeah, that's a good question, Eric. You touched on it a little bit there that we are in Kern County and we're not immune from a number of types of disasters. You said earthquake. We're at risk of an earthquake. We're at risk of extreme temperatures in Kern County. We're at risk of flood. We're at risk of a dam failure. We're at risk of wildfires. In 2016, we had the most devastating wildfire in Kern County in its history. One of the most devastating in the state's history. It's called the Erskine Fire. And, we as an organization responded in 2016 and cared for hundreds and hundreds of animals that were displaced. So disaster will strike again here. If anything I can take away from my experience in Butte County and my experience in Kern County in 2016, it's preparation. Be prepared. I can't preach that enough. We just spent, 5 days where folks had to leave their house immediately. Because the fire was encroaching. And it's important to prepare. And when we say prepare, if you need to leave your house right this second, are you ready to do that? And what we suggest is, you hear it all the time, to have a go pack or a go bag full of supplies, not just for you, but for your animal. think of everything that you might need to care for your animal for a minimum of 5 days. Food, water, bowls, pet cat litter if you have a cat, leashes, identification tags, and medication. All those things to care for your animal if you're able to evacuate the animal in an emergency, but also if you have to leave your animal at home and behind, you need to make sure that your animal is familiar as possible with some of your neighbors, that your neighbors are familiar as possible with your animals. Communicate with them maybe where you keep your supplies, because there was a lot of cases that we came up on last week that animals had to go, 5, 6, 7 days with no care just because there wasn't anybody nearby that can come over and deliver food and water. Thankfully, we were able to do that. But there's a lot of cases that we came across where somebody was prepared and they had a contact somewhere close by, maybe in an upper elevation, that was able to come over and deliver food and water, and those animals were perfectly fine. So preparation is key. Having supplies to last for about 5 days in case. Also, a lot of large animals we saw: horses, cows, cattle, livestock, and we had that here in Kern County. And it's important to make sure your animal, especially your large animal, is familiar, is comfortable with trailering, is comfortable with other people trailering. Because at the last second, if you're to evacuate and my team comes in with a horse trailer, a lot of times if we can't get your animal trailered up and next door there's another set of equine or livestock that will trailer up and time is of the essence, we might have to go to the next door, next house. So it's always important. Preparation is key. Make sure your animals are well situated, but also very familiar with being handled by other people as much as can be done.
Great advice. Great advice. Always, and we always say be prepared for us, for our families, but these are extended families with our friends. So, Nick, great advice. Appreciate that. I know we have a couple dogs that we're going to be bringing in, and I know people have been commenting, I want to see some puppies. So, wanted to see if we can maybe bring in our other forever friends for people who need a new home if possible.
I think we got one more cat for you, Eric. It's Elena.
One more cat. Awesome. Yay. Surprise kitties. Those are always good things, right?
So Lisa's going to grab Elena.
Okay. Oh, Elena's a kitty. Okay. I had my notes wrong.
Now we're going to take a look here. We're pretty sure she's a cat.
Lab results are back. They are a cat, yes.
We're going to do some tests, but we're pretty sure. So, we have Elena here. Elena, she is very relaxed, very laid back, but this is the bio that I'm reading. Don't let my first impression fool you. I don't come to you when you call, but that's because I'm so calm and gentle. Although I don't come when called, my head meets your arm halfway, and I purr my little heart out with so much affection. I am the sweetest cat, even on my sick days. Take me home, and I'll be your ray of sunshine, and we can shine together. That's Elena. And her number is 1130953, 1130953. We're looking for adoption for Elena.
Yeah.
Can we get a little closer look at Elena?
Sure.
Oh, such a pretty girl. That is Elena. A little shy, but definitely needs that forever home. And once again, her information is right there on the screen. Phone number 868-7120. Elena needs that home, and you know what? She's going to give a lot of love to someone who's going to be very lucky to have Elena in their lives. That's so cute. I love that. And Carling here in my office has perked her ears, so she was very happy to see Elena on the screen too. And speaking of that, we do have a puppy that we're bringing in, or I should say a dog. Puppy is one of those relative terms, but you guys do have a lot of dogs that also need some homes. And wanted to see if we maybe could meet Jax as well. Is that true?
Absolutely, Eric. Lisa's going to go and get Jax right now. Our staff is limited right now because we're not open. It's just Lisa and I.
I get you. Well, while we're getting things set up, let's go and talk about something we actually posted on our social media yesterday with Energy 95.3, and we talked about as well. You guys have a program called the Streets of Bakersfield program. Can you share maybe a little bit about that?
Sure. It's real simple. If I'm to be completely honest and forthcoming, in the field of animal welfare, there's a lot of theft. And what I mean by that is we're not some of the programs we came up with, we just steal them from other organizations because they're saving lives. And being in the industry of animal welfare, If we come up with an idea and somebody else wants to steal it, we're perfectly fine with it, of course, because it saves lives. So the Streets of Bakersfield program is just a cute name and a way to say we have animals, they need foster care, but we don't want you to think that foster care is a long-term commitment. Sometimes it can be, but sometimes it can be short-term, and by short-term we mean an hour. You know, if you have a desire and a passion to support animal welfare, but maybe you don't have the home to care for an animal for a couple of weeks at a time. Maybe you can care for an animal, for a dog, take them to a dog park for a couple hours. You know, you can come, you can fill out a foster application and take a dog out for a couple hours and then bring them back. You know, and that's so good for the animal. Shelter, it's very healthy for them. Gets them prepared for their eventual home. Lisa's struggling with Jackson.
I'm not just waiting. He's a very good boy.
But so the Streets of Bakersfield program is literally just our foster program, but a truncated version of it. You know, if you want to take a shelter dog for a walk and then bring them back to us, you know, that's what the Streets of Bakersfield program is.
There you go. So fostering can be a long-term process. It also can be a short-term process, as much as a couple hours with a shelter pet that could use some extra love. So absolutely amazing project you guys got. Once again, the Streets of Bakersfield program, and that phone number is 868-7120 to always get more information. And I see Jax is coming into the room. How are you doing, Jaxie boy? Oh, can you tell us a little bit about Jax?
So Jax is about a 5-year-old pointer. And who doesn't love chocolate pointers, right? I know you probably can't see my head, but
I know.
So like I said, Jax is about a 5-year-old pointer mix. Super sweet dog. Was picked up by one of our animal control officers. He's got some issues, but he's under medical care, medical treatment right now. We're seeking foster
Foster or adoption.
Foster or adoption.
I mean, he'd be great for the Streets of Bakersfield program.
Yeah, he's gonna need to get out of the facility. But
Yeah.
so he's a sweet dog. He loves to curl up on his bed, or we promise he'll love to curl up on your lap as well. He loves treats. He loves other pets. He loves walks. Jax, he has an old injury to his leg, but he doesn't let it affect him. Our medical staff is available to talk to you about it, to tell you what kind of long-term care he might need, or explain the issue to you. But he's available right now for adoption, and he's also available for foster care for somebody that just wants to take him and get him acclimated in a new home. And he's also available, like Lisa said, for our Streets of Bakersfield program, for somebody who might just want to take him out of the shelter for a few hours. And that's Jax. Jax's animal ID number is 113-1067, like you can see on the screen there, 113-1067. You can give us a call at 868-7120, and you can just ask for him by name. There's only one Jax here.
Yeah.
There you go. So once again, just want to go over the beautiful animals we saw today. Once again, we have three-week-old kittens, Bandit, Hopper, and Smokey, that could actually get that forever home. We have met Elena, a shy but loving 2-year-old female kitty, and Jax, who you see on the screen right there, 5-year-old male pointer. All of them definitely could be your new forever friend. And it all starts by, once again, calling that number on the bottom of the screen, 868-7120. Lisa, Nick, I appreciate the time. Always a great time spending it with you. Nick, glad to have you back and join us again. And next Wednesday, 10 a.m., we'll be back here once again. I may get up to doing that happy dance. I haven't decided yet. We'll find out, but definitely going to get them those forever homes. And then once again, reach out to Kern County Animal Service again, 868-7120. Appreciate you guys spending the time with us today.
Thank you, Eric, and I look forward to seeing that dance next week, man.
We'll see you next week. This is Pet Connection on Energy 95.3.
Thank you, everybody.